Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we've got another unboxing video and we've got the Nidecker Supermatic 2025. I'll also tell you how I got shafted, but first I'll just cut a second while I undo this first layer. And we're back in the room. Okay, so like I say, here we've got the 2025 Nidecker Supermatic step-in bindings. It's my first experience with these. As you can see, I've literally just opened them for the very first time and I can't wait to take a look at them. Fingers crossed they're alright. I did mention in the title and just then that I got shafted, and I'll tell you how. So I shopped around, and I shopped around a lot. These bindings generally retail around the £400 mark. I managed to, well, I searched and searched and searched. I literally completed the internet, but I managed to find them from a company in Italy called Sport Mission for a very good price. I've got the documents here. So they were €327 plus €40 postage, which, I mean, they were coming from Milan, so that's not too bad. A total of €367, which worked out about £308. Absolute bargain. I mean, we're talking £90 cheaper than anywhere that I could find them in the UK that had them in stock. There were one or two coming up with good prices, but no stock. So I got an absolute bargain. But I'm sorry, I'm just referring to my computer screen here. So the courier used was DHL, which you think that's going to be pretty decent. And then all of a sudden I get a message saying that I have to pay customs and import duty, which I've never had before. I've bought from abroad many times in my life and I've never ever been hit with any kind of customs tax or anything like that. So this was the first time, and I was a little bit wary of that. I wasn't sure if it was real, but it turns out it was. So there is a customs duty. That's a government issued fee, which came out at just shy of £50. There's VAT, which I think that's done at 20%. Which came out at £72, and then there's another fee which I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the fee for DHL actually paying these fees on arrival into the country on my behalf, so that the delivery can be progressed, and then just all their handling fees and everything. So I was hit with a bill of £133 on top of what I paid for these, meaning I've ended up paying £50 more to import them than I would have done if I just bought them from a UK company, and I'm absolutely devastated by that. I spoke to DHL. They said what you could do is refuse the item, so they'll get sent back to Italy. But then I was googling this, and I weren't very sure what I was doing, but it seemed like I might still have to pay some of the government fees anyway. And I was like, well, I'm just going to be out of pocket and out of bindings, so I paid it in the end. But let's see how they've turned out and if they're actually worth it. If they look as good as I'm hoping they do, and if they respond as good as I'm hoping they do, then I don't mind that extra 50 quid. I could have just done without it. I'm just looking on here now. So the price on the ticket for the shop is €450. And as I say, I got them for €330 in their sale, which, is that too good to be true or what? But I have seen them at these prices. So here we go. If I can get them out of the delivery box, that's empty. So here we go. Supermatic. What's snowboarding been waiting for? Well, we'll find out, shall we? Like I say, I ride rear entries anyway, and they've been really good. I must admit, I do love just getting off the lift, step in, pull up the backs and away, going past all the snowboarders who are sat messing with the bindings. But let's just take a look at the box. We've got recommended snowboard width for boot size. Well, that's useful. Bit of useful data on there. We do have a little bit of damage on the box. I'm hoping that's not anything that will affect the product, but I don't think it will be. This is labelled down, so let me get my little knife. The Supermatic's automatic, universal, dual entry. Are you as excited as I am? Wow. I don't even know if you can see me now. Do I have to duck? Okay, so inside the box we've got a bag of bits. I can see there's the bolts, instruction manual, the discs for fixing to the board, and I think that might be a mini leash. And each binding has come in its own separate bag, and there's an empty box. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit excited about these. Like I say, I could have bought them in this country, and I'm a bit of a magpie. I like bright colours, and these caught my eye, hence why I really shopped around rather than just getting them from the UK. There are some UK retailers that sell these cheaper than the £400 mark in the boring colours, and obviously the Supermatics have been around for a couple of years now, so I could have got a previous season's, but these are supposed to be a limited edition Joker Purple. Let's have a look. Oh my word, they're beautiful. We'll look at them in a second. So there's a bag. It comes with a drawstring bag for each binding. I've always left my bindings on in transport just for ease of turning up at resort and being able to go straight out. However, I feel like because there's so many working parts on these, I might be tempted to dismantle each time. So there's a couple of handy drawstring bags, and here we have it. So that's it, fresh out of the box. Hopefully you can see the colours there, how vivid they are. Couple of tags on here. Remember to lock the LSR ratchet lock release levers to set your strap position. I'm going to actually do a setup video separately. What have we got on here? Mid-stiff, responsive. Flex rate, mid-stiff. Terrain, resort. Full marks. Powder, I'd say 3/4 full marks. Oh, is it out of 4? It's out of 4, so 3 out of 4. And then park, 2 out of 4. I'm not a big park rider, but I do go in the park, so that's going to be plenty for me. There's a QR code on there, so you can scan that to get the technical details. Swiss Precision Binding Design, all mountain essentials, and 1% for the planet. I don't know what that means, but hopefully I'll find out in the instruction manual. Take a closer look at the bindings. For size, these are large, so I don't know if it's got any guidance on here at all. So large covers Mondo point 26.5 to 28.5. I'm a UK 9, an EU 43, but Mondo point on my snowboard boots, I go smaller than my foot size, so I'm 270. So yeah, large is the one for me on these. What I really hope is that throughout this has been in focus, because I've literally just bothered to focus it in. Today I've switched from the GoPro. I'm using my DSLR camera. I am a professional photographer. For the first time ever doing any video work on it, so I'm hoping that that's worked out alright for you. So yeah, these bindings, they work like a normal binding with your normal ratchet system, which we're all familiar with. And then they have the drop down back, which I'm going to do a separate setup and use video, but I do know all this from looking online. So the idea is it opens up fully so you can step in. So the way it works, you will ratchet yourself in as normal. I hope you can see this alright. I say as normal. How does this work? Unlock that. Unlock that. Just I'll feed into there. You know, I watched a video earlier on this and somebody struggled with this bit. I see why. Right, so you've got to crank it for the first one. So the idea is, once you're all set up with your normal bindings, you have this heel pad, this step here. You'll step in there, so your heel will push down on there, and hopefully we'll hear it clicking into place. And that's you locked in then, and it will go down 3 stages. And your foot will be in there nice and tight. And when you want to get out, you have this lever here, which you operate with your hand, not your foot. Push that down. The process of the sensation of lifting up here on your foot, you'll just slip straight out. On here, and I think it's a slip and grip pad there. That's to help you slide into the boot better. I believe it's going to be a bit sticky at first, but once it's wet with snow, you'll slide in really easy. You've got a rear roller here for your heel, a heel roller, I suppose. So that's going to help you slide into it even better with your heels. And this is just a pedal, and that's what you're actually going to step on with your heel to lock it into place. I mean, look how beautiful they are. What a beautiful design this is. Everything, all the styling, the texture, even how it feels, it's really nice. On here, you've got an incline setting. I like to ride with a lot of incline. I always have done, but I might be changing that out this year. But yeah, so that's very easy to set. It's just a trigger. I mean, I'll be honest, it feels a bit flimsy. But then I suppose that's just one of them spare parts that are covered in warranty, and you're not going to use it that much anyway, hopefully. But yeah, that holds well. I say that feels flimsy. This lever feels great. The ratchet straps, they feel very good quality. So the way these work, just like your normal ratchets, but once you've got it locked into place on your boot, we press these down, and that will lock it in place for the day. You'll see the strap design. There's 3 straps. So the top one, obviously, centre it over your boot. The bottom one, centre it over your toe. And then this one, all this is, it's to help with the whole process of keeping your 2 straps in place and aiding it to lift up to release your foot. So this one, we don't do this one tight. This one's going to stay reasonably loose. It's just a go between the 2 straps. You see how they operate there. Padding. There's quite a lot of pad there. That is a good depth if you see that. So the padding comes all the way through to the bottom there, and you see how thick it is on there. Hopefully, if I'm putting the thing in the right place. So that padding feels really good. Even on the heel, you can see there's depth on that section. Good build quality all round on here. It feels really strong plastic. No giving it. Plenty of flex in the high back. So the ratchet system, so when you're stepping in and clipping down, if I can show you that. How can I get close to this? So here is the ratchet system. You see it's got these 3 stages, 1, 2, 3 steps. Hopefully you can see them now. If I push this down, right, so I see, will you be able to see it? We'll try it. As the heel pushes down, it pushes down. You see it's turning there, and we go 1. So that's 1 stage down, but it's locked in. What that means is there's still a gap here, and when you might need that is if you're in deep powder, or if you're in snow, should I say, and the snow is getting underneath it, and it's not quite letting you get down. But what will happen as you progress your ride, and you clear out this little bit of snow here, you'll be able to click it down again, and eventually it'll click down fully. Likewise, if you are in deep powder and you're struggling with that completely, you can just use them as your normal ratchet bindings. That's why they call it the dual entry. Okay, so here's the little bits bag. We'll have a look what's in here. Instruction manual. Little leash there. I'm probably going to give this a go. I'm probably going to use this just because while these are new to me and I'm not familiar with them, and while they're very expensive and very highly recommended, there's also, I do trust them, but there's a little bit of fear, and there's always that fear that you're going to lose your, I don't know, maybe catch that when you're on a lift. I don't imagine it's going to happen, but the fear of that happening and the board dropping off me because it's quick release, I think it's worth doing. In the unlikely event of binding failure, at least you know you've still got your board attached to you. But this is a small one that will attach to the binding, and it'll just clip onto your boot. Tiny little leash, it's not a bad little thing. And then there's just the bolts in there. No washers have come with them, but they, I don't know if you can see there, they are a much wider bolt than many. So I mean they're just your 6mm, but that's like a built-in washer on it, I suppose. The discs, that's pretty good. The discs have got sort of instructions on there as well. Hopefully you can see that. They're set up for pretty much all boards. So they've got your standard 4 holes for my board and every board I've used. So your 4x4. Then there's a 3-hole setup. So that'd be that one, and that one. I guess I've never used it, but I don't know if you can see on there, there's actually a little sort of diagram for the 3-hole, 4-hole, and then the channel, which would be if you were adding Burton. But yeah, it's a good disc, feels good quality. I've never known anyone to have disc problems, but that's them there. Nidecker warning. Do not use this product unless you've read the instructions and understand all the warnings and instructions provided. I'm not going to read them to you, that's your responsibility. I will have a look at this instruction book for you though. Thanks for purchasing Nidecker Bindings. Scan this QR code to get your personal Nidecker Supermatic Bindings account, so you can register for the warranty, check videos, details, tips and tricks. That's good. And this is pretty good as well, like things that you normally have to Google. Hopefully you can see it. So on here there's a little chart that tells you works on your riding style, so carving, all mountain, free ride and freestyle. Tells you what stance to have and what angle to set your front and rear bindings at. But yeah, that's a handy bit of information on there. And then it just tells you how to set the bindings up. But like I say, I'm going to do a separate video on setting them up and demonstrating the actual stepping in process. So these could be an absolute game changer. I ride rear entry anyway, but on these, I hope you can see on there, I have to pull up the back myself. What a chore. And then pull this lever to lock in, and then to get out, drop the lever, drop it on the back. Very fast, very easy. But these, I don't have to do any of that. I have to press the lever to get out, but to get in is literally just stepping in. Big plus to these than step-on bindings is these work with any boot, or at least Nidecker claim they work with any boot. Whether they work with boots made for step-on bindings, I'm not too sure whether there's the space because they have them little nipples on the side. But yeah, these should work with any boot. And when I do my demonstration and setup, I'll try it with the 2 boots that I've got around. Alright, I think for unboxing, I've said what I can say. I told you how I got shafted. I'm not going to say it was by Sport Mission Milan, because they just sent me the product at their price. The main bulk of them charges with the government, so it's a bit of an up yours to the UK government on that one, I'm afraid. Am I gutted about paying £50 more for the import than I would in the UK? Yes, but do I regret it? No, because my God, look at these bindings. They are beautiful, and they'll be going on my Dowk board initially. Which I think is not a bad little colour scheme there, the blue with the blue. I might have to change the colour of my outfit, I'm still deciding on that one. Yeah, I'm going to do a setup video, hopefully you'll tune in for that one. Thanks for watching this one. Keep on clicking the subscribe button, clicking like, sharing, doing whatever you can to help me set up this YouTube channel. This is, what is it, my 5th or 6th review video. I've put loads of little shorts on, which hopefully you enjoy watching. Generally me and the missus learning, failing, or whatever we can be doing. Thanks for watching. Keep shredding. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go and admire my snowboard bindings. Let you look at them one more time. There we go. Beautiful. Any questions, stick them in the comments. Any comments, stick them in the comments. I'd like to know how I'm doing. I know my voice is a bit dull, monotone, but I'm sort of enjoying this. So, yeah, cheers. Take care, see you next time. Bye.